booklet. It has 2 pages, well, 2 colors, but actually it's the same booklet. One has the odd pages and the other one has the even pages. At the right moment, I'm going to tell you which pages we're going to work with, but now we're going to be concentrated on the images here. I know that some images may be familiar, may look familiar to you. Are they familiar to you? Yes? Let's say, just tell me which devices are you familiar with? In terms of, you have seen them before, your grandpa used it when you were a kid, you saw it in a plastic box or in a box in the house, or you just throw it to the recycle bin because it's not useful anymore. Have you ever seen this one? No, we're talking about cell phones. So they, as I told you, they are the grandfathers of the cell phone, of the smartphones, actually. Have you ever seen that? Well, to tell you the truth, I had one of those. Well, I didn't have it, but I have seen it. It looks like a brick. You can hurt someone with that device because it's massive, huge, heavy, and if you just throw it to somebody, chances are that this person will be in the hospital for a while. Have you ever seen this one with the mobile antenna? No? This one? So the antenna is mobile because at that moment the technology was not developed and you should move like the radios. Have you ever seen a radio that you have to move up the antenna?
Yes.
Like that. And I didn't have one like this, but I used to have one like this Nokia, and they are indestructible. It was drowned in the river, drowned in the beach. I throw it to the wall, by accident of course, and there was some oil leaking on it. You just clean it and it was washable. It was again on work. The screen was so hard that it's not like today's smartphones that they break easily. And well, those are really about the same generation. And the 3 latest, probably you have seen the last 3 because they are part of the new technology. And I guess that you have some of those in your pocket. Okay, let's go to another device that probably you are very familiar with. Computers. Now you have portables. Before you have these huge machines. I'm going to tell you about my father. My father used to work for IBM, and he was what today we call computer programmer. But actually the size of these machines, just to give you an idea, if we just compare the room in which they work, my father used to work in a room like that, there were only 5 or 4 machines maximum. They have to be air conditioned because most of the things were done mechanically. I mean, all the operations, plant operations, we're talking about. We're not talking about computers that have a screen and you can just type words or you can just work with software. So we're just talking about pure mechanical machines that did at that time math operations. They weighed a ton, actually, and they were made of the hardest metal. Have you ever seen one like this? Do you know about a floppy disk? Who has seen a floppy disk in your life? It's about the size of. Have you ever seen a floppy disk? No, never. No one here have seen a floppy disk. No one knows what I'm talking about. Well, just to tell you, floppy disk used to be in the 80s. Probably you are too young. And the storage capacity is about, let's say, how many Word documents you can store now in a memory stick? Thousands. But at that time, in a floppy disk, I remember when I did my homeworks, my essays, probably you can store about 100 Word documents, no more than that. And if you would like to present a PowerPoint that includes images and stuff like that, probably your storage capacity will be reduced in 20 to 50% because of the size of the images. So you have seen that the storage capacity has evolved as well. The technology has evolved, that the storage capacity has evolved as well. Okay, we're going to talk about that in the next image. So those are the same, or according to music. How many of you have seen this guy? Does it tell you something? Do you know the word Walkman? No? No. Walkman? Have you ever? Okay. What about this one? Yes. Have you ever listened to music in a CD player? Okay. Now it's obsolete. You don't do that anymore because you have this friend or the neighbor, and he's your best friend. I know that. Now we go to questions. For the questions, I would like you to think of a partner. And this partner will remain attached to you till the end of this evaluation situation, because we're going to discuss about certain questions. And before that, think about your partner. I know at this time of the year, you know who's going to be who your partner is going to be. And I know already that you feel comfortable with certain people, but you have to think also about the possibility of working in teams of 4. Because in secondary 5, the goal will be to discuss about a topic, and it will be a group discussion. A group discussion means that it cannot be in couples. It has to be 3 or 4 or 5. And in our situation, we're going to discuss about a topic, and you have to be ready to be against or for the topic. So you have to give your opinion, you have to give arguments, you have to give solid a statement about the things that we are going to talk about. Okay? I'll leave you some time to think about your partner, and at the same time, this is the first question we're going to discuss about. Thomas, can you read the question, please?
Do we depend too much on technology?
Okay. I want you to think about that. Do we depend too much on technology? Think about that, and I just want you to raise your hands, those who are in favor. Those who are in favor, you raise your hands. Those who are not in favor, those who think that technology is necessary, and we never have too much technology because we need more and more, you just leave your hands like that. But those who think that technology is too much or takes too much place in your life, raise your hands. Ah. Yeah, now, maintenant. C'est qui pense que la technologie prend trop de place? Okay. Those who think that technology is important have to think about the reason why. And you have to write down certain things because you have to speak about that. Okay? Antoine? Thank you.